Hi, this is Zara from Can Do Canines, and I want to talk to you today about concept training. Now, first of all, I want to address the fact that there are thousands and thousands of dog trainers out there, and they've all trained in different places, they've had their own different unique experiences, and they add their own personal flair to their training style. So I'm not trying to take away from anyone's individuality. However, you can, generally speaking, lump most dog trainers into one of three camps. So the first of the three camps, we're going to call those trainer ones. Trainer ones tend to be quite old school in their approach and their way of thinking. They use more aversives and a more force-based approach. So as an example, if you had a dog that was fearful and barks at other dogs when out on a walk, a trainer one might advise you to give them a tap on the nose or yank on the lead every time they bark at another dog. The logic being that the dog will not want to repeat the negative outcome of getting a tap on the nose, therefore they won't repeat the behaviour of barking at other dogs. Which sounds logical, but actually it's a lot more complex because studies have shown that dogs, like humans, have a limited capacity to learn and take on new information when they're in a state of stress. So when they see that other dog in the distance and their body goes into the fight or flight response, instead of sending energy to the parts of the brain responsible for memory and cognitive function, the body is going to send energy to the heart to pump blood around the body faster. It's going to send energy to the muscles in the legs ready to run. So it's not worrying about learning a new skill. That said, most trainer ones will argue that they get results, and I can't deny they often do. But you have to ask yourself the question, what has the dog learned in that scenario? Have they actually learned that that dog in the distance is not a threat and that they don't need to be worried by it? Or have they learnt that if I express my fear, I will get a tap on the nose? So I don't want to get a tap on the nose, so I will just stay stum. For me, a dog that is fearful to express its emotions, fearful to express its fear, is a ticking time bomb. A dog that doesn't know how to let people know or let other dogs know or let anyone know when it's feeling upset, scared, fearful, uncomfortable in any way. Sadly, it's a pressure cooker situation, and these dogs are the ones that quite often end up in rescue centres or sadly being put down. So for me, the trainer one approach is not sustainable. It's not ideal. It's not kind to the dogs. And it's something that needs to be addressed on a large scale. Moving on to the second camp, trainer twos. Trainer twos are much more forward thinking in their approach. They use a more positive reinforcement based approach, and they have the dog's best interest at heart, which I'm not saying that trainer ones don't have, but trainer twos use a lot more science-based learning in their approach, and it's much kinder to the dogs. So given the same scenario of the dog that is fearful of other dogs on the walk, a trainer two would probably advise you to turn and walk away. So you see the other dog in the distance, your dog starts barking and lunging on the end of the lead, and the trainer two would say, walk the other way and give some treats to reinforce the dog that it's okay to walk away. Now, I completely advocate that approach. It's much, much kinder than the first example, and you're actually teaching something productive. You are teaching the dog that if they see something that worries them or upsets them or frightens them in any way, it's okay to turn and walk the other way. In fact, it's a good thing to turn and walk the other way because you'll get treats. So whilst that is great, it still reinforces that the other dog is a threat. Because whilst turning and walking away becomes a positive thing, you haven't dealt with the root cause of what was causing that fear and anxiety of the other dog in the distance to begin with. So it's far better than the first approach, but still not ideal, in my opinion. For me, it's the equivalent of a toddler having a tantrum And the trainer one approach is a grown-up saying to the toddler, be quiet, don't have your tantrum, and telling them off for expressing themselves. The trainer two approach is the equivalent of saying, okay, toddler having a tantrum, it's okay that you feel angry, here's a pillow to punch. Whereas the trainer three approach, so we're moving into the concept trainers now. Concept trainers are trainer threes. This is where we start to look at the root cause of the behavioural output. So we're still saying it's okay to be angry, here's a pillow to punch, but we're also saying, why is it that that makes you angry? And how can we change the way you feel about that thing? So going back to the dog scenario, the dog barking at other dogs in the distance on the walk, a concept trainer would absolutely use the same approach as the trainer two if they had to, in the sense that you'd be looking to turn and walk the other way. You're getting them away from that situation that makes them feel uncomfortable. That's definitely a positive thing. But most concept trainers would actually look to avoid that situation at all costs for as long as possible, certainly in the initial 3 to 4 weeks of training out a behaviour like this. So would be looking to either completely avoid walks for around 3 weeks, or if you feel that you absolutely must walk your dog within that time, I'd be saying try to go to places where you're not going to encounter other dogs, and go at times that you're not going to encounter other dogs. Just avoid having those encounters at all as much as possible, for as long as possible, really. But I would also be reinforcing to those owners that you don't need to walk your dog every day. Your dog will be okay without having a walk for up to 3 weeks, more if need be. And you can absolutely still keep them happy and mentally stimulated and exercised at home where they feel safe, calm and happy. So first of all, I'd be looking to do that. I'd be looking to completely remove that situation which makes the dog feel uncomfortable and scared. You want your dog's bucket to be as empty as possible. You want them to be as calm and as relaxed as possible. That's how they're going to learn the best. So then I would be looking at why is the dog fearful of that other dog in the distance in the first place? Are they lacking in confidence? Are they lacking in optimism? Are they lacking in the skill of disengagement? And then I'd be looking to set games for the owner to play at home with the dog that's going to build those skills in an environment where they're safe and calm, so that then when you start to build up, first of all, you want to play these games at home so that they learn the concept of the games where they feel safe, calm and happy. Then you start to take them out on your walks and they will start to associate that game with a really positive experience. Then you take them to an environment where they're not as comfortable and you play the game and it's like a placeholder. They go, oh yeah, I remember this game. This game brings a lot of positive emotions for me. Now I'm playing it in this place. Oh, this place is okay too. And you build it up over time so that these places which might be causing stress and anxiety and these environmental factors that are also adding into that stress and anxiety, they start to become more positive. So it's a much more holistic approach. We're looking at everything that's going on for that dog. There is no blanket one size fits all approach for each dog. It's this behavioural output needs this approach. The root cause for the behavioural output for each dog is going to be different. One dog might have something else going on from another dog, and they might both be exhibiting the exact same behaviour, but the root cause for that behaviour is going to be different for each dog, and the environments that they live in is going to be different for each dog, and the triggers and the micro triggers and the predictors that's going on for each individual dog is going to be different. So as I say, no one size fits all for every individual dog. So I hope this has been interesting, and if you would like any more information or if you'd like to learn more about concept training, or if you'd like a consultation, please feel free to get in touch. You can get me on email at candocaninesuk@gmail.com, or please feel free to follow me on Facebook, which is Conscious Canine Connections. Thank you. Bye.